long before the seasons lost their balance. There was a village called Ayanfe, cradled between two gentle hills in the heart of Africa. The land there was so fertile that seeds sprouted almost as soon as they kissed the soil. Yam grew fat beneath the earth, maize stood tall like proud warriors, and the river ope sang softly as it fed the farms. Hunger was a stranger in Ayanfe. At the center of the village stood the palace of King Daramola, a man whose crown shone brighter than his conscience. In his early days he ruled with wisdom, but power has a quiet way of changing men. As his barns filled, so did his greed. The king began to claim more land for himself, first a field, then another, then the forest edges where herbs grew. He ordered sacred trees cut down to expand his storehouses. He demanded heavy tributes from farmers and sold grain meant for the people to distant traders in exchange for gold and praise. The elders warned him. A king eats first, they said, but if he eats alone, the land will close its mouth. King Daramola laughed. Gold blinded him. He did not listen. Not long after, the rains began to fail. When they came, they fell too hard, washing away the soil. Crops shriveled. The river ope thinned into a sad, muddy line. Women returned from farms with empty baskets. Children cried at night, their bellies hollow as broken calabashes. The king blamed the people blamed fate. But the land was angry. Among the villagers lived a young man named Adeyemi, an orphan raised by the earth itself. He farmed a small plot near the old forest, the part the king had not yet seized. Adeyemi listened to the soil, the way a son listens to a mother. He noticed things others ignored, how the ants abandoned their paths, how birds no longer nested near the palace, how the sacred stream had turned silent. One night, desperate and tired of watching his people suffer, Adeyemi went into the forbidden forest. There, beneath the last standing Iroko tree, he poured his heart onto the ground. If the land still hears, he whispered, teach me how to heal you. The wind answered. In his dream, the spirit of the land appeared, old, cracked, and wounded. She spoke in a voice like dry leaves. Your king took without giving. The balance was broken. To restore fertility, what was stolen must be returned. Greed must bow before sacrifice. When Adeyemi woke, he knew what must be done. At dawn, he went to the village square and spoke boldly, something no common man dared to do. This land is dying because truth was buried, he said. The soil cannot feed a people ruled by greed. Guards dragged him to the palace. The king, furious, ordered punishment. But before the sentence could be carried out, the sky darkened. A strange wind rose. Dust swirled through the palace courtyard, and the ground cracked beneath the king's feet. Fear gripped the people. The elders fell to their knees. King Daramola finally understood. Trembling, he ordered the gates of his storehouses opened. Grain was returned to the people. Lands taken unjustly were released. The sacred trees were replanted. He stood before the village, not as a king, but as a man, and begged forgiveness. Adeyemi led the people in a ritual of restoration. They worked together, planting, singing, pouring libation, honoring the land once more. Then the rain came, not violently, not angrily, gently. The earth drank again. Seeds sprouted. The river sang louder than it had in years. Life returned to Ayamfe. King Daramola ruled no longer by fear but by humility, and Adeyemi, though offered the throne, chose to remain a farmer, because he knew that true heroes do not own the land. They serve it. And so the people learned a truth passed down to this day. When leaders forget the people, the land remembers. But when one brave heart listens, the land forgives.
If this story touched your heart, share it. The land heals when people remember the truth. What would you do if you lived in Ayamfe? Comment your thoughts and share this story. Greed destroys, courage restores. Share this story and keep the lesson alive. Stories shape villages. Share this one and let its message travel. Like, share, and follow for more stories where wisdom defeats power.